The countdown has finally begun in earnest for the country's biggest IPO. LIC is all set to file its draft red herring prospectus with market regulator SEBI tomorrow. The proposal earlier received a green signal from insurance regulator IRDAI. The public issue is expected to be the largest ever in India, easily dwarfing the 80,300 crore rupees raised by Paytm last November. But some big questions remain. Firstly, what will be LIC valued at? Secondly, how big will the IPO be? What will be the price band of the share? And will the share be a good buy at that price? Also, what will the issue of this size do to secondary markets? We have Pranav Haldia with us to answer all these questions. But before that, let's listen in to what the Secretary of the Disinvestment Department had to say about the IPO in an exclusive conversation with BTTV's Managing Editor, Siddharth Ravi.
The Great Indian IPO is slated for March, and our DRHP will be filed this week with the SEBI. Going by the fact that policyholders have taken, have really blessed this organization for a long time. We want them to be the stakeholders, shareholders, and possibly, they will be also offered discounts.
Once listed, will LIC be amongst the top 3 companies in India by market cap?
Well, I think, as I said, that our embedded value is upwards of 5 lakh crore. So I think people are making guesses. As I said, that this is the early stage of marketing in this IPO. And once the DRHP is filed, that I think price will be discovered over the period.
Pranav Haldia joining us now. Pranav, great to have you with us. And I'm, just taking a look at some of the numbers that we've been reading. The valuation of life insurance companies is normally 3 to 5 times higher than their embedded value. So are we then looking at LIC's valuation being in excess of 15 lakh crore rupees?
Well, firstly, I would just want to say that it's a landmark moment indeed. This has been in the works for many, many years. And I'm very glad to see that it's finally seeing the light of the day. As you said, that this is going to be the largest issuance by far. Earlier, the expectation was that the issue could be as high as 1 lakh crore, but I think now the expectations are more on the lines of the issue size being closer to 50,000 crores. As far as the valuation is concerned, I think the expectation is for it to be around 13 to 15 lakh crores.
Okay. And how big do you anticipate the IPO to be? Because, I mean, even a 7 to 10% stake sale could fetch between 1 to 1.5 lakh crore rupees if we're going with that estimate.
Well, I think the expectation is for it to be around closer to the 50,000 crore mark. Again, we'll have better clarity once documents are out tomorrow. I think it's hugely anticipated, as the Secretary also saying. They are looking at offering discounts to employees and to retail shareholders and to policy holders. I think it's going to be a landmark moment. It can lead to even more deepening of the market than what you've seen in the last couple of years. It can lead to even more number of retail investors coming into the capital market.
Okay, now what's the price band of the share likely to be? And I know I'm asking you to really, hazard a guess because we don't have all the details yet. But what do you think that they'll go for? Estimates, if we take a look at the disinvestment target, are still on the more conservative side. So what can we anticipate?
Well, honestly, I would not be commenting on the price band. I think let's wait for tomorrow. But I think what I would like to say is that, of course, there's a lot of concern in terms of, and you also just mentioned, in terms of what impact it might have on the secondary market. So I want to make a point here that, there's been this, theory for a long time in India that whenever there's huge IPO issuance, it leads to a correction in the secondary market. I think the last 2 years, ever since the beginning of the pandemic, or at least in July 2020, which is when you started seeing IPOs really coming in, that has sort of, put that theory to rest, because not only has the primary market rallied, but at the same time, you've seen a huge rally in the secondary market. So it shows that there is enough and more liquidity which is available from institutional investors, from retail investors, and both primary and secondary market can run in tandem.
Okay, so that's a positive sign then. For retail investors, is this going to be an attractive issue? Is it something that one should be looking to buy, given LIC's long history? How does it stack up vis-a-vis some of the other players in insurance space?
Well, LIC has huge brand value. I mean, it's the most brand in India. And as I keep on saying often that it's actually every Indian's first financial investment. If you go to any small village or town, you will find that the first financial investment product which any Indian buys is actually an LIC policy. So it's deeply ingrained into the ecosystem. Of course, being a government-owned company, there are no concerns on the governance side of it. But of course, the pricing needs to be attractive, and I would be very happy to see a good discount being given to retail shareholders and also existing policy holders of LIC.
Fantastic. Pranav Haldia, thanks so much for joining us and taking us through some of what we're anticipating with regards to the LIC IPO. That's the big IPO that markets are awaiting at the start of 2022.